going on, people? Absolutely buzzing from yesterday still. Oh my days.
Absolutely fantastic win here away at Goodison Park, a place we rarely win, rarely go to.
You know, not many teams will go to Everton
and win this season. Not that convincingly.
Not convincingly like that. 3-0. Wow.
Amazing. So here's our match review of the game. Obviously, we when we saw the lineup, we weren't sure what kind of formation we were going to play. We saw Dembele on the bench, no Wanyama. Sissoko was starting, Sanchez making his debut, so it was a bit like, what's going to happen here? We weren't really sure how we were going to fare, but wow, how we fared.
From minute 1 to minute 90, we dominated throughout. I can't remember Everton, apart from that Lloris misplaced pass when Gana Gay hit it wide, should have really scored. Apart from that, I don't really remember them having too many chances.
No, they had one slight half chance with Sandro right at the beginning when Martina beat Davis for pace. Yeah. Apart from that early doors, we were still in control. Even before we scored our first, we still had a few chances. Eriksen had a chance. I remember Eriksen also hit a shot wide from when Ali chested the ball down to him. But we were just absolutely fantastic yesterday. I think we lined up with a 5-3-2 with Davis as wing back, Sanchez obviously making his debut centre mid with Eriksen, Dyer, Sissoko in the middle with Ali and Kane up front, and I think it completely bamboozled Koeman and Everton. They didn't know what to expect with that formation. We kept finding that free man in midfield. Obviously, and when that free man is Eriksen or Ali, you know it's going to be trouble for Everton.
And Eriksen was just making the whole play tick for 90 minutes. Another sensational display by our Danish magician.
He's just, and obviously Ben Davies on that left hand side was just absolutely fantastic. He was up and down all day long,
putting in 10 out of 10 balls into the box all
exactly
day
every time, picking out a man, really quality distribution from the man, and he's really come on so much since he's joined us. And you know, is he our number 1 right back at the moment? That's right, is he our number 1 left back at the moment?
Well, it's going to be hard for Rose to get back in the team when he comes fit. If he's putting in performances like that week in, week out, it'll be hard for Rose to get back in the team. It really will.
For all Rose is complaining about how good he is and everything. Look how well Davis is playing. You know, he's not even going to be the best left back at Spurs, let alone the best left back in the league. So he's got a lot of work to do to get back in this team.
And talking about Rose and the whole Google thing.
Yeah.
Do you think he had to Google Davinson Sanchez? And after that performance?
I don't think so. Oh, wow, what a performance by Davinson Sanchez. Absolute beast at the back there. Completely at home with Toby and Jan. They had a really good understanding. And he had a bit of a nervy start, maybe first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes. He grew
into the game.
He really grew in so well. And he didn't give the strikers an inch. Sandro and Rooney just completely out the game. They didn't know how to deal with him. He was recovering. He's got so much pace and power. Really impressive on his debut.
I love that 3 in the back with Sanchez in the middle of Toby and Jan on either side.
I mean, absolutely fantastic. The Ajax 3, all ball playing centre backs. It's really good to see. What
better to make your debut with someone like Toby and Jan either side of you in a back 3?
Exactly. Yeah, it couldn't be any better for him. Absolutely fantastic.
Because if he was a bit nervy, then he was always going to grow into the game, because he's got 2 such calm heads and such great players on either side
who know each other so well.
Yeah, exactly.
And they know his upbringing from Ajax, so it's really promising for the future. Obviously, Harry Kane got his 100th goal for Spurs in record time. I think he got only 167 games he's taken to get that 100 goals.
There's only one player I
think Shearer, Alan Shearer's the only player who's done it quicker. He's done it quicker than the likes of Thierry Henry, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Wow.
He really is a phenomenon, the man. Absolute fantastic striker. How do we have him? How do we have such a good striker as Harry Kane? Even though he probably meant to cross the ball in that for the 100th goal, it was still a quality strike of the ball, and obviously a real striker's finish for that second goal. A lovely little finish into the far corner.
What did you think about Sissoko yesterday?
I think Sissoko put in a decent display. He came in the centre mid. He usually plays wide on the right, and I think he helped dominate the midfield. He used his muscle well against Schneider and Gana Gay. He didn't get bullied, and although a few of his touches were loose, and there was a few moments where he should have been kept onside when he was offside, I think he put in a decent display. It's not a display that's going to pull up any trees or anything. I just think he was adequate. I would say he wasn't a liability, which is good for Sissoko in my opinion.
It's a bit harsh on Sissoko. I think
that's just how I see it. Yeah,
I thought he played pretty well. He kind of, with Dyer sitting back, it gave him that bit of freedom to move forward, which I think he did quite well. He should have got a goal, maybe even 2 goals, but yeah, I think he had a solid game.
Especially that header from the Trippier cross, which went near the corner flag and he did the goal.
Definitely one of his better games for Spurs.
Yeah, I think that's not difficult. Obviously, it was Pochettino rested Dembele as well for Dortmund, and we had such a strong bench with Son, Llorente, Dembele.
That's the
Winks.
That's the thing. When I looked at the team when it first came out, when I saw our bench, I was like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. And then people like Lamela, Wanyama, not even in the squad.
Yeah.
And so it's really people who say, we have such bad depth. I think clearly our depth is not terrible. It's not. We have pretty strong squad, which is great going into the season. I would say, Pochettino did so well yesterday in terms of using his squad, because we have Dortmund on Wednesday, keeping players fresh, completely out-tacting Everton and Koeman. Koeman even said off in his press conference after the game.
He was thrown off, yeah.
Exactly, he didn't expect, even when he saw the lineup, he didn't expect Spurs to line up how they did in that diamond formation midfield. So I think that's one of Poch's great strengths of this Spurs side, that we can really adapt tactically to different formations to who we play.
Well, he's kind of learnt Poch, because after the Burnley game we were saying how he didn't adapt to Burnley's system.
Yeah.
And now, and against Everton, he really adapted and showed he can learn from his mistakes as well.
Exactly, and it was a problem when he first joined Spurs. Everyone saying Poch doesn't have a plan B. We only have one way of playing. That's very different now. We have so many ways of playing. We've got 3 at the back, 3 in midfield, 4 at the back. We can change it up. We're so tactically flexible, which is really great to see, and it's really important.
And at the end of the day, Poch, like our squad, is very young, and they're all learning as they go, and they're all rectifying their mistakes as they go. So
exactly,
we are one big beast
at the moment, and and that's why it's so good to get players like Llorente and who've got that experience of winning trophies and stuff to give that to the squad. And apparently that's what Poch said as well. He said, everyone was so excited to get Llorente in the squad when they heard he was coming. People like Lloris texted him and said, "Wow, I can't believe we're getting Llorente." So that's really exciting to see. So in the end, absolutely fantastic performance, fantastic win. Everton were a bit, I would say, obviously the amount of times we've made teams look bad. I've seen after games people say, "Oh, we were just awful." Like that, it's like countless. We always seem to make teams look bad, but Everton didn't seem very disjointed, I would say.
Yeah, it seems like they need a bit of time, because there are a lot of signings they need to gel, like Spurs back when we sold Bale.
Yeah, exactly. It's very similar. So the type of players like European, good technically, but haven't adjusted to the Premier League and. So
but they got some good players there, because they signed Premier League proven players, Pickford, Sigurdsson, Michael Keane.
Yeah.
So it wasn't exactly like us when we had players which had no Premiership experience. Yeah. But it still takes time for a set of players to gel together.
There's players like Klaassen and Sandro who looked very average yesterday. They were pretty anonymous, I would say. Whether that was to do with us pressing them high and they expected more time on the ball like they did in their other leagues, or whether it was just an adjustment period, remains to be seen. But we completely bullied them. They were pretty weak. And you could see the difference in the sides yesterday. It's night and day. It's just so different. We know exactly what we're doing in every department, tactically and going forward, and they just weren't sure of themselves. And I think that's the difference between when a settled side and a side that's trying to bed in 8-9 new signings. That takes that time.
So who would you give man the match to yesterday?
I'd give man of the match. It's a tough one. Probably I'd give it to Harry Kane, just because he got 2 goals. His link-up play was absolutely fantastic. He was a constant menace all throughout. Real complete centre-forwards performance. Even though I thought players like Ben Davies were absolutely fantastic. Ericsson had a really great game, carrying on his absolutely fantastic form from the beginning of the season. Kane, August is over, and Kane is back. We've got, he's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
It's not August anymore.
It's not August anymore.
I think I agree with you. There were standout players, like you said, Ericsson, Ben Davies, Davinson Sanchez. But I would give it to Harry Kane. Well, you let us know what you think. Who do you think was man of the match? Put it in the comments below.
Definitely.
But yeah, massive game on Wednesday.
Yeah, we have to get off to a good start on this Champions League campaign, especially being at Wembley. All the concerns there. If we can get off to a win, that'll be just massive for us.
I was talking to a guy yesterday, and we were saying it's the first game of the Champions League, and already if we lose, we're basically out.
Exactly. We can't afford to lose.
We can't afford to lose this game.
Cannot afford to lose this game. I would say it's more a must not lose than a must win, but if we get a win in this game, just absolutely ginormous for our confidence at Wembley, for our Champions League campaign, just for the season going forward. So it couldn't get much bigger than on Wednesday. We'll have a match preview up soon, so look out for that. Yeah, we've got a lot of exciting content this week. We've got match preview and match day vlog for the Dortmund games. Check it out, subscribe, like, and as always, come on, you Spurs!